Welcome back to another class. We are going to be talking about casting on for socks. I'm going to actually do three videos for three different methods. The first one I'm going to show you is the magic loop. And I'm not going to cast on a full amount for socks. I'm just going to cast on enough to show you the technique. And for the sock class, I have some people using magic loop, I think one or two, and some using two circulars, and the majority using double points. So I'll be doing a video for each one. So for magic loop, you'll need your needles. I have these Clover size 1 40-inch long. Okay, we really can't see the clear cable that long, but there it is. It's a really long cable. And you just cast on normally. I'm going to use the long tail cast on and cast on 20 stitches. I'll be doing another video to show you an alternate cast on for knit 1 purl 1 ribbing, or knit 2 purl 2 ribbing, or any kind of ribbing combination, which I demonstrated in class and realized I needed to do a video on that. So I'll do that pretty soon, maybe by the next couple of days, I hope. Okay, let me just count how many I have here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, or 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Let's say that's enough. Okay, so for this method, magic loop, what you're going to do is, after you've got your stitches cast on, you'll count over half the stitches. So I've got 30, that should be 15, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Okay, now I'm just going to push everything onto the cable. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the cable, fold it in half here, and pull the cable out like so. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Okay. Pull my cable all the way over. The cable needs to be long, because if it's not long, what will happen is you will have a very annoying, you won't be able to really maneuver very well. So I'm going to work these stitches here first, and then these stitches are going to stay on the cable. So I'm not going to pull the whole cable through. I'm just going to pull some. And you see you're going to have these two big ears, one on this side and then the other side. And the stitches that you're not working, they just hang out on the back of the cable, and you bring your needle over and start working in the round. And to start, you want to make sure that your yarn should be coming, in order to join into the round, your yarn should be in the back. Let me get away from the cable there. Not to get tangled here. I go. And with this method, you can just start knitting. You'll have a little gap there. One of the things I like to do that I do on with the double points is I slip a stitch and then come back and pick it up later. So but for this one, I'll just show you. You just start knitting. So I'm just going to knit across, and or I'll do knit 1 purl 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. These bamboo needles are pretty much the same color as the yarn, so I hope you can see. Oops. Purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and knit 1. Okay, so now here I am at the end. I'm going to turn everything around. I'm going to pull this cable, pull the cable, and bring your needle into the stitches, and then pull this needle all the way out so that the stitches that you just worked are now sitting on the cable back here. And you'll notice that I have the ridge. This was real important. I should have mentioned it from the get-go, but this little ridge right here, the cast-on ridge, needs to be facing each other. And once you get going with your tube, that will, it'll become the, it'll go in and become the tube. So just to make sure that on the first round, the ridge has to be facing each other. Okay, so now I've got my 2 ears again, and I will, that was a knit, so this should be a purl. Bring the yarn forward. Just making sure you stay in pattern. Purl 1. Knit 1. Purl 1. Knit 1. Purl 1. Knit 1. This would be a doll size sock. I only cast on 30 stitches, or a newborn or preemie baby sock. I don't know, maybe newborn. Baby feet are pretty little. I haven't had a baby foot near me in quite a while, so I forget how small they are. They're probably pretty tiny. Oops. Purl 1. Knit 1, purl 1. Okay, here I am. So turn everything around. Just rotate clockwise and do the same thing. Pull the front needle, so that you have the front stitches on your needle, and then the back needle gets pulled out. And here's your long cable over here. So there's a lot of stopping and repositioning of the stitches each time, and it's one of the things I don't like about this technique, but some people really love it. And once you get going, I guess you can develop a rhythm. And whoops, being careful not to slip without working the stitch. And the only other thing you have to be careful about is when switching, when switching from the back needle to the back of the back cable to the working across the needles, is you run the risk of some pretty loose stitches at the corners here. So on those you can pull a little snugger to minimize that. But this method, let's see what I'm talking about, this big gap here. This method just inherently, you run the risk of looser stitches there at the corners. There I am. Here's my, you can see my little tube. So I'm going to get untangled. Get untangled, turn around, and then pull the cable again. So there you have it. I think I've mentioned in class a number of times that this is not my favorite method because of all of the stopping and going, and I always get tangled. It's probably just me. There are other knitters out there that love this technique and don't get all tangled up. So I'm sure it's me. So I've got the yarn all, well, you can see. You can see what I've done. I'm all tangled up and wrapped around the yarn. Anyhow, try to avoid that. And I'm sure you'll probably have a much more comfortable time than what's going on with me here. There I am. Whew. Or maybe not. Anyhow, here I am, purl, and in all methods that I'm going to show you, that was a whole a minute of me fooling around with the cable and situating myself. So as I said, yes, it's me. Definitely it's me. And there's the proof in the pudding of why this is not my favorite method. And not that the method is not a good method, it is. As I said earlier, many people love it, but I myself get all like super klutzo with it. It's got to be me. There are thousands and thousands of people out there knitting Magic Loop and singing its praises. And not that I can't do it. Clearly I can. It's just that got like a huge old problem. Okay, I'm untangled. Hooray. And here's my, you can see my little tube for a little tiny sock. And what I was going to say before I interrupted myself is for all methods, the tail here, the cast on tail is the beginning, can't see it. The cast on tail here is the beginning of the round. Okay, so that was Magic Loop. And join me for the next video and I'll show you how to do this with 2 circulars. See you soon.